Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's once again that time. You're watching or listening to an episode of Engine Room, a podcast by Token Metrics. Today's a pretty special episode of the podcast because we're here to talk today about this guy, crypto investing guy, how to invest in Bitcoin, DeFi, NFTs, and more. This small but humble book contains quite a little bit of knowledge. We're going to talk about why Token Metrics is putting out this book, how this book came to be, and basically why you should get your hot little hands on it. So we're joined by Bill Noble, our Chief Technical Analyst. What's up, Bill?
Hi, thanks for having me.
We've got Chase from Customer Success. How you doing, Chase? Chase, you're on mute, brother.
Doing well. How are you? How about you guys?
Happy to see you and hear you. And you know him, you love him. It's Ian Balina, the made man himself, CEO and founder of Token Metrics. Good day to you, Ian.
Good day. Good to be here.
So guys, I don't have a hard and fast agenda for this, but I think we can, just by virtue of having a conversation about this book, I think we're going to make people want to read it. I think the bottom line is that this book it contains everything you need to know to get started making money in crypto. Whether you know nothing, a lot, or somewhere in between, you're going to learn something by reading this book. Ian, what can you tell us about the call from customers for educational content like this? I assume this started coming up in the private groups, no?
Yeah, so this book has been requested heavily since 2017. Ever since I had my spreadsheet and my channel on YouTube making videos, people always wanted a concise book that had all my knowledge and also our team's knowledge, basically a brain trust that they could go through and become deadly in crypto. And then also take that same book and give that to their friends, their family, their loved ones, and also have them really understand the entire space. Because getting in, most people would consume knowledge through videos. And there's so many videos on YouTube. There isn't really a nice curated resource that has everything where you can really go deep in and learn the entire space. So this book has been requested since 2017, and now it's finally coming out in 2021.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Chase, I know that you're just one of several people who are involved in actually writing this content. What can you talk about with respect to actually being one of the people contributing to this book as a writer?
It's sweet. It's really, really cool to be able to say that I helped write the book on crypto investing. Although I don't know how much contribution I really deserve for that. But focusing on NFTs and really diving into NFTs for the book, I thought was really interesting because it was right before the initial NFT craze in the beginning of 2021.
Yeah, very good. Bill, you're our technical analyst. What can you tell us about how did you build your own knowledge of technical analysis? Did you go to school for this? What books were you reading?
Well, I went to the school of Gulf War I. I was an 18-year-old intern on the biggest currency trading desk in New York, which in itself was a coup because I didn't go to an Ivy League school and somehow got in anyway. They let the Swiss franc trader go on vacation and they're like, let the kid do it. It's August. Nothing happens in August. August 3rd, 1990, Iraq invades Kuwait. Price of oil goes from 30 to 60. I remember going in on the train and out at a limo at midnight, and I didn't see the light of day for the whole rest of that internship. And during that process, I went to the technical analyst, who in his own right was a genius. And I said, man, I bet everybody comes to you and wants to talk to you about what you do. And he looks up at me and he goes, you know what? As a matter of fact, no one comes to me. I was like, damn, bro, well, let's have a conversation. So he gave me the book, Technical Analysis for Futures Markets by John Murphy, right? Which I think our book is going to become the book for crypto. Takes me out to a Japanese restaurant. We sit down, we have a conversation, sort of like, literally like Wall Street style bonding. And I never stopped looking at charts after that. I kept them on the back of a trading card back at the futures exchange, pre-Windows and PCs. So obviously we've established that I've been around the block. So when they came to me and said, what can you concisely tell people about technical analysis for this book? I'm drawn on being an 18-year-old trying to figure out where price is without a computer. It was like, it was such an unusual experience. So what I wanted to do was give readers something to just stop the confusion, right in its tracks. Like, okay, open this book, read about TA, and then you could say, all right, now I can look at a chart. Now I understand what horizontal or vertical resistance is. And if I read a news article about TA, I'll be able to like have a reference and understand it. Now, if I may, on reference, when somebody said, hey, Bill, take a look at crypto, oh my God, I had to start drawing the charts by hand. Yeah, there was a book here and a book there, but the book was like, dude, do I have to go back and do computer programming to learn this? So our book talks to you, right? The way that technical analyst talked to me in that Japanese restaurant. We're talking to you about, okay, this is how you learn about crypto. So yeah, what's in the book's good, but it's the way we talk to you that makes the difference.
Yeah. And I'll underscore that for sure. There's as I edited quite a bit of this book, there's a deep focus on breaking down these complex topics. How to safely store crypto. I mean, what a complicated nut to crack just on its own. But by approaching this in human language at an entry level tone, we can actually unpack these and many, many more complicated themes. I know as we had a lot of interim discussions about leading up to the launch of this book, we wanted to kind of be a response, a sort of response to The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Now, if anybody doesn't know, Benjamin Graham was a mentor to some guy named Warren Buffett who did pretty well for himself. And his book, The Intelligent Investor, is kind of this time-honored classic of how to profitably play what we now call the legacy markets. Crypto Investing Guide is the intelligent investor for the 21st century going forward, if I can help sell this book just a little bit. Anyway, Ian, you're kind of the ringleader here. What kind of educational hurdles did you encounter as you first started getting into crypto? When back in 2017, about that time, what kind of questions made you scratch your head and say, I don't exactly understand that?
To be honest, I don't think I quite had that experience because
fair enough.
Crypto isn't rocket science, right? And having actually studied rocket science, it was a refreshing escape. But with that being said, though, gathering the information was difficult, right? You have to go to YouTube, you have to go to different Medium blogs, on Twitter, on Telegram groups. You had to sit down with people who had done it before. So for example, the way I learned about token sales early on was going to my first ever crypto conference. This was spring of 2017 in New York City. It was Token Summit. And back then I was basically just riding the pumps on Poloniex exchange. I'd go to the troll box, see what people were talking about, see what was up the most, and just buy. Right? Definitely not the smartest way to invest in crypto. I was basically gambling in crypto. But then I knew, okay, this isn't working. I have to come up with a better way. Then I began leveraging data and analytics, but that came from me going to that conference and meeting my first ever crypto millionaires and making friends with them and taking them out for dinner and picking their brain and asking them, hey, how did you make your money? And almost all of them made the money from token sales. One guy was in the Ethereum ICO at around 20 or 30 cents. One other person made his money or his first millions from the MadeSafe ICO. So I said, what is this ICO thing? So after the conference, went back home and just began researching and reading about ICOs and token sales, and the rest is history. So I would say it's really just kind of curating so many different sources of knowledge and learning from that, which is very challenging for a newbie who's in the space, or even somebody who's already in the space. Unless you're full-time in this, it's very hard to stay up to date with the latest and greatest. So those were the challenges I had early on.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seems like we can take a certain amount of cues from the conventional stock market, other legacy financial markets. But if you want to build a deadly working knowledge, you got to check out this book. It's available in physical format. It's available as an ebook. It's available as an audio book. We're really excited to be putting this out because never really before has all this knowledge kind of existed in one place. You might call it a playbook. You might call it a Bible. No matter how you approach it, you're going to learn something reading this book. And it's been pretty cool to be part of bringing this thing to life. Let's just talk about Bitcoin, DeFi, and NFTs, the subtitle of the book. Obviously, we know that Token Metrics loves altcoins. So how much attention should a crypto investor today be paying to Bitcoin? Ian, that's a question for you. I think I know what you're going to say.
I would say moderate attention, but it's not everything, right? Because the way Bitcoin goes is the way the market goes. So the main thing to keep an eye on is Bitcoin not crashing, essentially. If Bitcoin is going sideways or up, it's typically good for altcoins, right? So with us at Token Metrics, we believe strongly in the long tail of crypto. We believe you'll get better returns investing in the long tail of crypto if you have a good strategy to filter out the noise, to find great investments that are undervalued and while managing risk. So with that being said, Bitcoin is really more the market indicator. And if it's crashing, probably not good to be in altcoins, but if it's going sideways or going up slowly, it's always good for altcoins.
Gotcha. Bitcoin is kind of a compass or health indicator for the market at large. Bill, I know you love art and NFTs. I mean, the very last chapter of the book talks about NFTs, and this seems to be kind of the brave new world of crypto. If crypto itself is a brave new world of finance, then NFTs seem to be kind of the new frontier these days. Without getting too technical, what does the uninitiated person need to know about NFTs? To put the question another way, why should I spend several $1,000s on a JPEG?
Okay, why should you spend several $1,000s on a JPEG is only a good question if you're sitting on, say, hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So the NFT is the new way to flex in society. So if you like dance clubs, or if you've ever owned a pair of, like, say, Air Jordan sneakers, or you've ever bought, an exciting new car and wanted to show your friends, the NFT has become the crypto-based digital way to get into culture. My first experience with pop culture was MTV. Now, OpenSea is MTV. To think people are like, wow, look at this. So it's a way to have fun and make money. So in Vegas, the house always wins. In NFTs, if you play it right, you can also win, right? And you could win big, right? Now, it requires you to know art. It's probably more of a young man's game, perhaps, right? Because what art is, oh my God, like, that's sick. I'm like, oh, does that mean it's good or bad? I mean, I'm making fun of myself, right? But if you got that eye for what's out there, right? Instead of taking that several $1,000s and going to Vegas, if you take it into the NFT realm and also make sure that you keep NFTs a reasonable part of your portfolio, right? You have an opportunity to participate in a cultural event, right? Culture is coming to the metaverse, the interweb. You can call it whatever you want. It's going digital. So it gives people who don't understand, say, crypto is the future of money or altcoins are the future of technology. It provides a portal to crypto, because all you really have to think or know is, wow, this is cool. And if you can get ETH into a MetaMask wallet, you're a crypto player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. It's a healthy reminder to me, like, I struggle a little bit with being aware of crypto since the earliest days of crypto, but never actually having a hand in it. So NFTs are kind of a nice little reminder that it's really never too late. There is always something new popping out there. Maybe it's an altcoin, maybe it's some hot NFT project, but yeah, it's that I'm saying it. I'm saying it for our audience as much as for myself. There is always another opportunity coming. But with that, I got to call out that Zac McKenna has just joined us. Zac is our senior marketing and brand strategist. What's up, Zac? Good afternoon to you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for letting me hop on today. It's excited to be here. It's first.
Yeah. We are talking all about Crypto Investing Guide, and I know that you had quite a hand in getting the word out about this book. What do we need to know about what it's like to get influencers to get quotes from influencers, to get this book actually out to a publisher, to get it listed on Amazon? Could you talk a little bit about your process?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it's kind of a great thing to talk about. That's why I like the crypto industry so much. I mean, I know we preach it here all the time at Token Metrics, but in this space, it really is true. Crypto is just kind of one big family. I know with a lot of influencers I work with, a lot of influencers, I mean, we all came back probably a couple of months ago from going to see BitBoy for his celebration in a charity golf tournament. It's so interconnected, and everyone is just looking to build the space because everyone is focused on creating the same goal for everyone, is to even the playing field of financial economics, to give everyone a chance at achieving financial freedom. And for everyone to have that motivation, we just want to work and build together. So it's incredible to work with everyone.
Yeah, very good. What was it like talking with Ingram Spark? How did that process go?
So actually, that was a bit more on Favor's end than I was. Yeah. So basically, it was just kind of getting it out there a little bit, a lot of coordination with different PR companies and make sure everyone in the world that has the opportunity and wants to learn about crypto has a chance to read our book. I mean, that's the best part about it. We made it free for a reason. We're not in this for money. We're not in this. We're in this to give everyone a chance to change their life. And that's what this book does.
That's the ebook that's going to come out. That's
gotcha. Yeah, and Zac mentioned Favor. We should, of course, make it clear that even though we are just 5 talking heads right now, there's many, many more people with their fingerprints on this thing. Not everybody can be here to talk about it. But in any case, we're grateful for your attention. Guys, the name of this podcast is Engine Room. We're on YouTube. We're available as an audio download. Be sure to follow Token Metrics on YouTube, like and subscribe. Find us on Apple, on the Apple Podcast directory. Find us on Spotify. We put this out 3 days a week, and this is just a special episode where we are talking about the book. Who has a favorite book besides Crypto Investing Guide? Maybe it played some role in your own financial education and literacy. I'll throw one out there for now for sure. It's called The Psychology of Money, where the author basically went hands-on with a number of people who helped pick apart their relationships with money, how they play markets, and why. Another one comes to mind is called Richer, Wiser, Happier, which is about how to feel good about the amount of money that you have, basically. So my books, my money books, have more to do with feelings, it seems like. But I'd love to hear some book if I've got this book and it sets me on fire, where do I go from here?
So I would say any book by Howard Marks. He's, to me, an OG value investor. He's essentially the modern day Warren Buffett. Actually, one of his books, The Most Important Thing, the foreword, I believe, is by Warren Buffett himself. Right? So he's officially been endorsed by Warren Buffett. So in essence, my strategy, my philosophy for value investing comes from him, right? Even though he does it mainly for bonds and equities, but taking that same philosophy and applying it towards crypto assets, I think can be very powerful. So basically, The Most Important Thing, Mastering the Market Cycle, both of those books by him, I think, are amazing.
Bill, you mentioned that really entertaining sounding technical analysis book. Surely you have others you can throw out there.
Sure. I think anything written by William Gann is something that I've consumed. Truth of the Stock Tape, 45 years at Wall Street, and How to Make Profits in Commodities. So, one of the things that I never forgot from How to Profit in Commodities was a brief paragraph about how young, wealthy people can change the market and young, wealthy people like to play in speculative markets. These books were written in like the early 20th century. And I had an intern come on board, right, who had like both a philosophy and a finance background. And Truth of the Stock Tape is not, it's not a technical analysis book. It's just words. But in equities or investing, it's about the story, and it's about how you handle yourself, how you manage risky situations. So Gann's work is the philosophy, and our book is a lot of the how-to, but in stuff that I wrote in the book, I sprinkled that philosophy in there because we're giving you the tools, and we're also giving you the mentality, the mindset to succeed.
Yeah, there is definitely some mindset on like how to take care of yourself when you're playing volatile crypto markets. Get enough rest, eat well, exercise. This is not just about how to make money in crypto. It's also about how to be like a healthy, well-functioning person who plays these markets. Chase, do you have any book recommendations? If somebody loves Crypto Investing Guide, what's a book that's connected with you?
Yeah, so moving a little bit outside of the business and money, I would go Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. So I read that book, and a lot of what it talks about is the people on the outliers, the Bill Gates, the Beatles, anybody who is past that 1% on the bell curve. So if you're in crypto, I would say you're already an outlier. If you've read Crypto Investing Guide, then you're even more of an outlier within that. And you can use what's inside of both Outliers and Crypto Investing Guide to find more opportunities. So what you learn in Outliers is that a lot of these people like Bill Gates had unique opportunities to stay very late hours in his school's computer lab, and the Beatles had tons of opportunities to play shows every single night before they ever really released an album. So they had hours upon hours of practice. So you look for these opportunities where you then have to put in work beyond that. But once you look out for these opportunities, you see that they're really present everywhere, which is crypto is pretty omniscient. It's everywhere. You can get into it from anywhere. You just have to take the risk, read the books, connect with the people wherever it is, whether it's at DevCon, at the Bitcoin conference. You just have to take those leaps to become even more of an outlier.
Very good. Zach, any books that have informed your career, whether in or out of crypto?
Yeah, honestly, the book that comes to mind, it really kind of goes hand in hand with what Ian mentioned, but it's The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Really just kind of, it really helped frame my mindset. Like I'm sure a lot of people did. I started off in equities, getting a lot of interest in finance through that way before I transitioned to crypto. And it really helped frame what I look for in a solid investment, both in equities at first, now in crypto. And honestly, I find myself applying a lot of similar principles and utilities as I begin to kind of go deeper into the NFT marketplace, as I start looking for projects that I personally find will have a lot of value, a lot of utility going on. I know personally for me, I tend to head a little bit more towards the NFT products that have a little bit more of a gamification type asset to them. I know one project I'm actually really interested in right now, Diego introduced me to, and I've been looking at it a lot, and I'm really interested in it. And I bought my first one yesterday is Rumble Kongs. I've gotten really into that. I'm really excited for the development of that and see where it goes, especially as a 3v3 basketball game. I want to see where that goes. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Chase was talking a little bit about managing risk, and we want to make it clear this is a free ebook. So what's the risk in a free ebook? I would suggest that the risk in a free ebook is not reading it, because the information contained in here might just change your life. It will certainly. We at least want you to download a MetaMask extension and get started that way. But after that, the risk is in not reading this book, if I can put a pithy point on it. Guys, what else to talk about with this book? I'm inclined to start wrapping.
Yeah, so let's talk about the NFT rewards coming up for people who buy the book.
Perfect. Take it, Ian.
So That's not been officially announced, but based on the live stream on Monday, our community told us they would love us to turn this into an NFT launch. So we are working on this. We'll have more details to come, but the idea is probably by Tuesday, on the 7th of September, which is the book launch, we'll issue or allow people to redeem NFTs for purchasing the book. So you'll have to buy the book, email a receipt of the book. We'll have a nice form for you to fill out, but basically anybody who buys the book will be part of a new exclusive Token Metrics community. Whether that's Telegram or Discord, what have you, that remains to be confirmed, but we'll have all the info confirmed by next week. And we'll have different tiers of access and rewards. Right now, we're looking at possibly having 3 to 4 tiers. So we're looking at possibly having a 1x tier for anybody who buys 1 to 9 books. That could give you access to all the Token Metrics meetups and conferences going forward. Also access to TM Academy, which is the next evolution of the book, turning that into an online course. It would also give you access to possibly a Token Metrics plan. We have to figure out how that would work with an NFT on chain, but there's so many different ideas. Then we have tier 2, which would be the 10x tier for anybody who buys more than 10 books, basically from 10 to 99. Then we have the 100x tier for obviously 100 books or more. Then we have the rare 1000x tier. So all this right now is still being worked on. We'll put out an email to our community. We'll probably share this on the live stream by Monday if it's ready. But the idea is to create really an ecosystem that's now driven by NFTs. So we're not just talking about this, we're actually going to live it ourselves.
Yeah, very exciting, very exciting. Guys, you can learn more about this book on tokenmetrics.com/crypto-investing-guide. And of course, we also want to encourage you to check out tokenmetrics.com. We've got a variety of research tools there for you to help you profitably play the crypto markets. But all of that should really be coming in conjunction with a solid foundation of understanding of what it means to actually trade crypto. And there's basically no better place to get that foundation than by reading this book, whether it's an audio book, physical book, or free ebook download. We really look forward to you guys checking it out. So on behalf of the entire Token Metrics team, I want to thank you for your attention. And yeah, guys, check it out, the book.